Turning now to the president's American Rescue Plan, which includes $20 billion that will go towards underserved communities. And the money will be used to reconnect neighborhoods cut off by historic investments, according to the White House. One of the major investments was our country's interstate system. And as Scripps reporter Dan Grossman shows us, that system has divided communities, often along racial lines, and it was originally intended to connect us.
Minus a freeway right through the middle. Yes, all of this is familiar to me.
The road to reconciliation can be long.
All of this was known as Bel Air.
And for Janice Franklin, it moves slowly.
What happened to your home?
The home probably would have been right in the middle of the interstate.
More slowly than the cars that jostle the concrete that now calls her former home.
We just received a notice that through eminent domain, you were going to have to move. And so my mother and father had to search all across the city to find a neighborhood.
In the late 60s, Montgomery, Alabama built I-65 and I-85, two thoroughfares that connect the state to the rest of the country. In its design phase, there were 3 proposed routes, and instead of choosing the 2 that would have disrupted affluent white neighborhoods, the Department of Transportation chose what some residents felt was the path of least resistance.
The interstate system played into the transformation of black neighborhoods and black community.
And it happened in countless cities across the country: Miami, San Diego, Denver, Cleveland, and Detroit, just to name a few.
What's interesting is you could go to almost any southern city and stand in one location and see the interstate, a housing project, what used to be the black business district.
Dr. Howard Robinson is the archivist at Alabama State University, a historically black college that had a front row view to the dilapidation that would take place. Businesses moved out, families were scattered, and as integration occurred, there was little impetus to return the area to its former vitality.
Would you say racism played a part in the construction of the interstate system?
Oh, without a doubt. You could literally drive through these communities and see the remnants of a once thriving business and institutional center, that no longer exists.
The change left scars, physical ones still seen on those vacant properties, and emotional ones still seen on the faces of those who were affected the most.
Does it upset you, seeing what's here now and what used to be here?
Yes, it does. It does upset me, but I guess knowing that there were so many other communities that experienced the same thing, you realize that this was something you were powerless to change. The
$20 billion federal investment in the American Rescue Plan is a start, as it will go towards improving infrastructure and transportation in these neighborhoods. But to Janice, it will take more to drive true change in a place that once meant so much.
I think there should have been some way in which we were spoken to so that we would understand the overall intent of the interstate, why our neighborhood was chosen over other neighborhoods. I think there does need to be something that would reconcile these feelings that I have lived with all these years.
In Montgomery, Alabama, I'm Dan Grossman.